Welcome guys to a brand new video on Wuthering. Now in today's video what I want to do is talk about particular units that I honestly kind of regret putting for. Now I'm gonna say this right now, I literally have every single character in the game. Now when I say I regret certain characters, it's probably because I have better teams and I can build better teams, and therefore these characters are underused, not because they are not meta, but simply because there are just so many teams I can use on my account, and I might like the other character's playstyle rather than playing with this other character. But if there is a particular character that I can instantly say this character was an instant regret, there is a couple actually that I will mention in today's video, but there are like one particular character that I honestly regret summoning for. I do not use this character and I honestly don't know why I pulled for this character. Probably because I wanted to get I wanted to carry around the achievement that I literally have every single character. But at a certain point in the game you're going to have so many characters and you're going to end up not using all of them, and then it's just sitting in your box being absolutely useless. So to you guys out there who thinks it's an amazing idea to pull for every single character so you can have every single one of them, you've got to ask yourself this: are you going to be using all of them? So let's start off with this video where we're going to be taking a look at a couple of characters that I honestly regret putting for. So we're going to start off with number one. This is the character I literally do not use at all, and that is Changi over here. We're going to start off with Changi. Now the reason why I don't use Changi is, how do I say this? She is a strong character. Many people put her high up in a tier list because they can use the quick swap meta with this unit. I've got to let you guys know I suck at gaming. Quick swapping is not for me. Okay, I am not skilled enough to perform quick swapping enough to actually utilize Changi enough. So literally I have not used this character since the release of her. Literally I used her and honestly she kind of felt underwhelming. Okay, when she came out, Jinshi was just nuking everywhere. I prefer to use Jinshi. Changi pretty much didn't use for that long, and then after that more characters came out, literally did not see any use. The only time I even decided to use this character was the moment Brant came out. I wanted to try out the team with Shorekeeper, Changi and Brant. Again, I really did not like that team. I can't lie, I really didn't like the playstyle of using Changi, because I really wanted a quick swap, not quick swap, I just wanted a character that allows me to swap into Brant relatively faster. And that's why the team for Brant that is actually pretty good is to use Brant, Sanhe and Shorekeeper. Now of course Changi is also pretty good for Brant as well, but I personally do not like using Changi, and that's why I actually prefer using the team with Brant, Sanhe and Shorekeeper, and that's my go-to team for Brant. So that basically led my Changi once again to be left in my box doing nothing. Now you can tell a character that I don't use based on how invested they are in terms of the echoes. For characters that I actually use, I actually invest heavily into the echoes. Now I could quickly show you guys. Even Zani, I need to kind of improve her a little bit. I need to get some crit rate stat over here. Maybe improve this a bit as well. But okay, I need to improve this as well. But this is decent. But then again, she's a newer character. I still need time to fully max out this character. But take a look at Cantarella. Now I don't even use Cantarella that much because I know she's going to be really good in the future. So I'm waiting for that perfect teammate for her. But as you can see, investment, crit damage, crit rate, crit damage, energy recharge, literally 3 substats that she really wants. The only one I would really like to improve on is probably get crit rate over here and potentially get another echo with like three substats that she actually really wants instead of only 2. But this is actually a decent build. Go over to Brant. I had to invest heavily into this guy, so I'm not actually going to show his build. We go over to Carlotta. Actually, this is pretty easy to tell. Look at this. This is my level of investment. It's not too crazy, but trust me, they have like at least 3 substats that are useful for them. Now if you take a look at Changi, this is decent. I mean I'm missing crit rate, I can't lie. This one, crit rate is needed. I don't really need that much energy recharge. Crit damage, literally like crit rate, crit damage is usually the go-to for every support DPS character. The fact I don't have that many on this character, so that's 1, 2, only 2 echoes actually that has the correct substats that I'm looking for: crit rate, crit damage, out of 5. Whereas my other DPSs, at least 3 of the echoes have that crit rate and crit damage. If we take a look at Jinshi, even So crit rate, crit damage, crit rate, crit damage, crit rates. Okay, I'm missing crit rate here, but that's 4 out of 5 with the crit rate, crit damage I really want. Even Gian, a character that I actually kind of didn't use until recently with the release of Whimpering Waste. So crit rate, crit damage, basically the go-to again. And then again, taking a look at Changi, barely any investment in her. Now, let's take a look at the second character I kind of regret. I wouldn't say I regret in the same way as Changi. Again, I literally don't use Changi. I wanted her because she looked really cool when she was shown. I like the uniqueness of this character. Literally, every gauge of the 40 you get a special animation, which is what I vibe with. Okay, I really like that. But in terms of gameplay and actually using her, at the bottom of my list. Now, the other character that I kind of regret pulling for is Yinlin. Now, I'm not going to say I fully regret summoning for Yinlin, because when she came out, we needed to fill out our roster. It was pretty much summoned for Yinlin because I needed to have multiple 5-star character to go into Tower of Adversity. This was early game. We needed multiple teams, and Yinlin was the answer. So yes, I pulled for Yinlin. I wouldn't say I regret her then, but now she is another character that I do not use at all. Personally, I don't really like her team with what's his face, with Zhang Liao. And that's why I don't really use Yinlin at all. She looks pretty cool again, really nice character. I don't use her. One of the greatest thing about this game though is her weapon is truly insane. She never uses her weapon because I never use her, but her weapon is one of the best weapons in the game, and honestly must have in my opinion. But Yinlin herself, not seeing much use, I can't lie. She's good in Whimpering Waste with her ults, timing it correctly, do that huge AoE. But on my regular usage of playing this game, because I have again many characters, I actually do not use her at all. But I do actually prefer having her on my account compared to Changi. Honestly, I wish I didn't summon for Changi. It's as simple as that. With Yinlin, I knew I had to summon for her. She was good at that point. I don't regret, I do kind of regret summoning for her, but I would still like her to be on my account. And now another character, this is actually number 1 on my list of regrets. This is pure regret, okay? Roshia. I was planning to skip on her. I literally wanted to skip on her. She was the character I was thinking, yo, if I skip this character, I can't carry around the mantle of having every single character in the game. And so I pulled for her. Instant regret. I believe I even lost 50-50 and I still carried on. I was just that desperate to have every single character in the game that I ended up putting for a character that I honestly did not care about. I don't care if she says Mamma Mia and everyone loves that. For me, I couldn't give a crap. I'm someone who likes summoning for characters that are actually useful in game, that I actually will use. Roshia is not that character. Okay, again, I said I like using Sanher with Brant, so of course, maybe pulling for Roshia would help me use Camellia, Roshia, Shorekeeper. That's probably a reason for me to have pulled Roshia, but at the same time, I couldn't care less about this character. Honestly, I would rather just use Sanher. So Sanher honestly is locked with my Camellia. Again, like I said, I like using Brant with Sanher, but I rarely run Brant, to be honest. I mean, I use Brant sometimes when I really want to use his gameplay, but he isn't my go-to team to use. Whenever I want pure DPS with amazing AoE, it's Camellia, and then I run Sanher. And I know Brant is going to have, like, look at the next character we get in Lupa. Lupa might potentially be a character that works well with Brant. I will pull for her, I don't want to use Changi, I can't lie, so hopefully Lupa and Brant work well, and then I can just slot in Verena or Shorekeeper. Personally, that's what I'm hoping. So with Roshia, instant regret. I did invest in her build. Actually, no, I didn't. I don't think I did. I gave her Yinlin build. This is basically Yinlin's complete set, basically. Because Yinlin, I had to change her build. Where is she at? So I had to go for this build. Again, this is a clear indication that I do not use Yinlin at all. Because look, absolute doo-doo. Absolute terrible. The only one, okay, that's crit rate, crit damage. Look at this. It's only 2 out of 5. Again, indication I do not use this character. Poor build, sorry. And then with Roshia, good build because this is Yinlin's set. I just gave it to her. So yeah, Rosha's another character I technically use for the spinning, but I still regret her. I actually do use her, but I regret her. Honestly, I wouldn't mind not having this character on my account again. Rosha and Changi are the two pure characters that honestly, I don't mind not having. I literally do not mind at all, especially Rosha, because I lost 50-50 as well. It was a poor decision for me, especially the reasoning for summoning for Rosha was so stupid that it actually pisses me off till this day. Again, it's my fault, not blaming Rosha. But again, even the increase with having Rosha versus Sanha isn't much. Maybe like a 2%, 5%. But even then, Sanha just is quicker and just easier to use compared to Rosha, in my opinion. So yeah, there we go. Rosha, another character that I personally fully regret. Again, Yinin is just to put on this video. I don't fully regret her, but I don't use her. These two, oh my days, I definitely do not want them on my account. I wish I could go back in time and just be like, no, don't summon. Don't summon at all. Again, the animations are cool. She's just not doing anything for me. Like I genuinely wish I saved all those resources that I used for her for like future characters. Okay, now I'm like risking not putting for Chikona, you know, and save it for Katefia, or actually I could probably get Katefia and Chikona, but then I'm like, well, what about Lupa? So you know what I mean? Like, you know, there's just certain characters you just regret. Let me know down in the comment section which character you personally regret. You don't have to regret a specific character, actually. If you don't regret any, that's totally fine. Again, I do like the animations for Changi as well, but in terms of actually using her, I just don't use her. Again, I like her playstyle. Actually, no, I like this uniqueness, but actually doing it in game, I just don't like her. I know many people like Changi because, you know, they can do that quick swap meta comp with her. I personally don't care. I don't want to do it. It's too stressful. I'm good. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys like this video. Stay tuned for more content on Wuthering Waves. Let me know down in the comment section, like I said, the characters you regret and your own opinions on these characters that I mentioned. Yo, I love the flame though. Again, I love the actual animations that went into her. It's just a bit iffy to use her in game for me. It's been your boy AC Gamer. Okay, this is my own personal list. Okay, do not flame me in the comment section, you silly people. It's been your boy AC Gamer, and I'm out.